All right. Debbie, can you hear me? Am I too loud? Can you hear the fire? Hello? Deb? All right, let's get started on this Delphi thing. All right, like I said, screw the big dog crime channels and all these people that think they're all that. And let's get back to a theory. Now, if that's Richard Allen on the bridge, he's got a lot of clothes on, possibly 2 pairs of pants, possibly different clothes. Is it possible he went in, did the murders, changed clothes, walked out of there? That would explain why they seen a guy in blue, but then they also seen a guy walk out of there in black. Right? Hey, Bridge Burner, how you doing? So, is it possible he went in? One guy went in, did the job, changed clothes, maybe even had a bag to put the clothes in, shoved the bag in his jacket, even threw the bag over his shoulder like he was a bum or something walking through there. Very possible. We have to explain these 4 sketches that a lot of people are saying look nothing alike. Do you guys remember the report of we were looking for somebody with reddish brown hair, wavy, short reddish brown hair? Another thing, folks, the cap that the one guy has on, the Irish cap. It's Irish. I'm from this. A lot of the Italians, a lot of the old Irishmen wear that kind of a hat. Right? Why specifically that kind of hat and not a baseball cap? Now, of course, it could be a different rendition of what someone else saw. We got 4 different people saying they've seen 4 different people. Very, 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 very fishy. Now, I just watched another video, and we all know who the creator is, the 8th wonder of the world, Anthony Greeno, right? They asked him, what do you think? Did the photos to you seem like it had anything to do with Odinism? No. But in the same breath, not 2 minutes later, says, oh yeah, well, here's a whole bunch of photos of sticks and everything and what this could mean. And well, if it's got nothing to do with Odinism, why are you even carrying on about this Odinism stuff? We can all agree it was staged to look like Odinism. Possibly it was Odinism. I think it was just some idiots. Some idiot. What are we supposed to believe? All the fabrication that's been put out on Bridge Guy, all the photos. I'm looking at them photos and I'm saying, well, that's definitely not Richard Allen. And then you look at other photos and you're like, that's Richard Allen. Then you look at other photos that these guys have put out, and it looks like, to me, someone totally different. I don't know. Some of these YouTubers deceived us. Now, if Anthony Greeno had them photos, he knew exactly the crime scene, but yet he was pumping all this other stuff out. Right? He could have said this was not Odin's from the first place, and it was just somebody trying to cover the bodies, which that's what I think it was. Right? If anything, this dude might have been a Odin wannabe, maybe. It's hard to say with all the manipulating content that is out there. It's obvious you can look at that photo of Bridge Guy and see that they said this is Bridge Guy, but you can actually see that it's not Bridge Guy. What is it? It's a reenactment photo, probably from Greeno's. Everybody's been chasing Ronald McDonald or whatever, right? And I'm going to tell you right now, that photo is photo op. Either they put someone's face on that body or they put the body on a face. But the one photo we're looking at is real. The video is real. The video is real of that guy walking out. If that's not Anthony Greeno's reenactment, supposedly. Right? This is how you guys screwed this case up massively. And I'm going to say it. I'm a little dog. But I'll tell you right now, they put so much garbage out. There's a good chance it ain't Richard Allen, not unless the police know for sure it's Richard Allen. If not, by looking at the photos that these guys put out, that ain't Richard Allen. Hell, the one looks like the sheriff. The one photo these people are showing, it looks like the sheriff. That bald-headed sheriff guy in the brown uniform, whatever his name. Yeah, sure. You look at it, and another creator puts out, it's totally manipulated again. It's so messed up. This is Bridge Guy. Oh my God, you gotta be. Who's that? Right? Who do you believe? What do you believe? I'll tell you what I believe. I believe what the police said. If we did not release photos or anything else, and we didn't come out and say we released it, don't release it. Did they release Bridge Guy? They released Bridge Guy, the video walking down the bridge. Somebody took a still photo of that, and who knows what they did with it. Who knows what they did with it? And then, I need more evidence. I need a clearer photo to say 100%. That's Richard Allen and not a lookalike Richard Allen. Or totally someone different. The height. That's another thing that's bothering people. Bridge Guy looks taller. But we're looking at Bridge Guy up close, probably. Closer than what he was in the one photo where he was way back there. Right? It's possible they were off a couple inches. I mean, it is mathematics. And they do use the sun to tell the time, sometimes casting shadows. But the photos we're looking at, some of these, you could tell it was photo op because there is no shadow on there. There's only shadows of the railroad tracks, the gap that's in between them. So these guys, somebody's covering up for somebody. It might be, if it is this, group, whether it be these tree huggers, witches, they're calling them, Odins or whatever they are, or the Odin Motorcycle Club, which a lot of these professionals now are gone. And that something's up. These guys are talking about they belong to gangs and clubs and everything. Yeah, that's probably what we're. That's what initiations and everything. We ain't stupid, you know. They're lucky I ain't in the White House. I'd lock everything down. So it's going to be a toss-up. Do I think the government should shut this thing down and nip it right in the bud before a lot of people die? Right before somebody stumbles across the real truth. Right? I mean, who knows? Did these girls die of a cover-up? Right? We don't know. They all are suspects, all the way down to Keegan Kline. Keegan Kline is a very bad person. You guys want to say, oh, he didn't do the murders. Well, no, he could have been her brain. He could have been the brain of the whole thing. Something fishy going on in this case. Like I said, these big dogs are walking all over us little dogs. I feel like I got 50 people inside of me right now. They might be telling you this witchery stuff, this all tarot card crap and everything. That might be real, but that ain't why them girls died. No, we're dealing with some sick. These guys profited off of something somewhere down the road here. And what's funny is it could be a group of people, and everybody's focused on one, not keeping an open mind. And what's even more sad is, and what is more reality, is if it was Richard Allen, he could have done this by himself within a 2-hour span. Within an hour span, he could have accomplished his mission and been out of there. And people saying, well, if he did all this stuff, it would take time. Well, he had 3-4 hours, I think it was. And you have to think of this: if he didn't kill them right away and had them walk to the destination, well, that saved a lot of time and a lot of struggle. So if he did cross the river with the girls, made them do all the hard work, and then got to where he wanted to accomplish his mission, yes, he could have been in and out of there in an hour and accomplished with all the. Yes. Not 30 minutes or whatever. Yeah, if he had an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, yes, he can accomplish his mission, or whoever these men are. You really don't know, folks, because time went by. The crime scene and even the search probably done properly because it was such a fast search. It was mainly people from town, friends, family out there looking. So it's possibly they blew right past the girls. It's possible that none of this was even, and that none of it happened the way it did. It's possible that the photos that we're seeing, we don't know. We're going off somebody that for many years people have been saying, excuse me, don't trust them. So yeah, do I think it's some kind of a Someone's covering up somebody. Somebody's protecting somebody. Somebody's doing something they shouldn't have been doing. I think these dudes got caught stealing when they should have been hiding. I say they're all still suspects. Keegan Klein probably had played a part in it. I don't know why people are so. They forgot about Keegan Klein. Connection between Richard, Keegan Klein, and probably these other guys. Like I said, these dudes were screaming out that they belonged on social media, that they belong to some club. I think Greeno even said they ride motorcycles. What in the? You don't have to do nothing with Greeno. He'll just. No one even asked him. He just came out and said that in a video. Yeah, that's just yeah. Possible he did come in there. He was ready. Possibly had clothes. Uh, Possibly he changed, walked out of there as someone else. That's why we got a different description. That's why we got people saying we seen this one guy go in, right? We also seen this other guy, right? And then we seen another guy leaving the area, but he was wearing something different and looked different. Very well possible. They might have been planned, right? There could have been people waiting at the cemetery. I mean, keep an open mind, and they're all suspects. Anybody that got questioned in that case, any child rapist that was in that area, anybody that fit the description of being violent, a grudge against society or police, or even the family, drugs, uh, the kiddie porn stuff, because it's been all over the news out here, folks, even before Abby and Libby. I'll tell you what, I'm with some of these police officers that this could be a grudge thing, one group against another. There's talk that a couple of these guys said that they wanted to break off and start their own club or crew or whatever, right? Brad Holder or this other guy or whoever he was, right? This ain't Odin-ism talk, folks. This is patched and sold clothes and out there in the woods, and dudes dressed up as Vikings in the woods that we see on the YouTube or whatever, talking about patches and come on, man, what the heck? Are you kidding me? I would say we're not safe. You're kidding me? I want 3 CRAM devices. Then they're complaining, Mel, what do you mean? I need protection. These dudes are nuts. They've taken hold of the whole state. Put me a battleship in Lake Michigan, right? What are we dealing with here? We're getting two groups there. It's the Odins, these tarot card stick people. But then we got these guys talking about patches and breaking off into their own group and everything. That don't sound like no Odin witchery stuff. I don't know what these dudes created. Hey, we're not getting involved in it. If it is some kind of crazy biker revenge kill or something, I don't know. Crew against crew. Keegan Klein, catfishing the girls. Maybe somebody was catfishing him and just used him as bait. Right? I don't know. We don't know. Or Keegan Klein got busted. Or somebody recognized them, maybe. Or who knows? Who knows? Who knows? He plays a part in it. If anything, if he took a lie detector test and said he didn't kill the girls, all right. But he still was luring girls and many he's been caught with. Jeez. I don't know what these people are. He claimed he belonged to a gang. He sold drugs and everything. Yeah, this is madness. Burning Bridge says a lot of people owe favors and money in small towns, whatever it may be. I would imagine I would call in National Guard. These dudes, I would imagine, I bet you they got their hands on biochemical weaponry and shit. It's been all over the news out here. Dang KKK and these organizations and everything. They caught dudes down there down south making ricin in their goddamn backyards or garages, boiling down castor oil seeds and making. These dudes are nuts. Yeah, I would say I'd get a hold of Homeland Security. What the heck is going on in this country? Are you kidding me? Corruption, leaks. I can give two craps about the leaks. You got a bunch of nut jobs running around killing little girls and playing games with cards and sticks and everything. They knew about this crap years before this new leak. Everyone's trying to act down. It's this new leak. This shit's been out for years. Whose asses are you covering? That's what I want to know. Right? It ain't the cops. I'm tired of hearing that. They might have leaked it. Right? But it ain't the cops that did it. Are these people crazy? Right? You know how much hell would be if it was a cop? Would it shock me? No. But do I think it was a cop? No. Man, for all we know, this whole thing could have been a planned thing. Other girls are missing. It could have been planned. He could have had people already there. People that became witnesses could have been there deliberately staged to set the people away from the truth. Now, I'm starting to go round and round. Right? The old rabbit hole thing. And I'm not going down it. We're sticking with what we said in the first place. Anything is possible in a murder case. They are all suspects. Everything. All this crap they leaked about the one family member being a narc and was busted for drugs. And he turned informant. Well, everybody's going, what are you talking? What? And then you talk, you're all these dudes talking about clubs down there. You got Chadwell all over there talking about he belongs to some club and we would never let this happen to kids. And they catch the dude not long after with a kid chained up in his basement. Are you kidding me, man? This ain't money. They turned it into this big thing. It was movie to them. It was TV. It was benefit their YouTube channels. That's what it was. Whole crap of this. It sticks. Oh, look, it was a tarot card. See if this guy, he's upside down. His hands are behind the back. This states something. Get. Right? For the past month, that's what Green knows. 2 months, 3 months, a year. Talking about sticks and everything. He gets asked tonight on the channel, do you think that the sticks were placed deliberately to make a statement or Odinism or anything? No, they were just placed like the bodies were getting covered. Then why are you putting out that it's the Odins? I'm done with you folks. For one, some of you need to clean your acts up. All right? You got to rethink things. I can give two craps about who leaked what. What I do care about is who these idiots were that committed the crime, actually, the murder. Who planned the whole thing? Was it a staged retaliation hit? Was it just out of the blue, spontaneous? He took the opportunity and did it. I don't know why he picked them two girls, because there was other girls there that were just as vulnerable, other people there that were just as vulnerable. I don't know what to say about that. I want you to voice your opinions, though, in my chat, and you're all welcome to be here. Any of these people, big dogs, you're welcome to be here in this chat. You're more than... I have nothing against you folks, but I can say this much. The only people that are suffering are them two little girls and the other women that have been missing in that area or been killed. Right? I don't know. You had the Kurtz. You had the... It sounds like a club to me, or some kind of tree huggers where they're inside the woods worshiping trees with Viking suits. No, not when these dudes are talking about they're going to break off and start their own group and they have patches on their... No, that ain't no secret society shit. No. No, it ain't making sense. It just ain't making sense to me. If that's the case, somebody get a hold of Homeland Security. And I think you should shut down America. I really do. Right? If it is Odin's, well, it makes Charlie Manson look like a baby. These are millions of people. Charlie Manson only had like 14 people or something like that. 7 worshipers or whatever. These people got thousands of viewers. We don't even know. It could be a YouTuber. I'm dealing with a joker. It's possible they had their phone that whole night. If the girls weren't found that night, it's possible they had the phone the whole night. It's possible the girls weren't even there when the search was going on. It's possible the girls were dead, but were moved and then brought back once the coast was clear. We don't know. But it's obvious these YouTubers know, these crime channels know. How? I don't know. Leaked information. Like I said, I'll see the photos when it's on the YouTube channel in court. Then we'll know which one of these idiots was lying, and it'll show exactly what happened. This was all fabricated. It could have been a YouTuber could have had a grudge against another YouTuber, or just the whole town, and created this whole havoc to just cover it up. He might not even done the killings, but he might have been at battle with somebody else. We don't know. He might have essayed the girls. And maybe the girls were going to say something, so they got rid of the girls. Possible. Anything's possible. Let me think what my, let me see what my chat. Well, I got one of the great trolls here that possibly could be one of these YouTubers or is women or whatever. These damn people are like messiahs. They are. They're like gods to their viewers. You're like, it's unreal. It's unreal. Let me see what Debbie said. You know, tree huggers are beautiful, loving, kind people. Yeah, I find it kind of hard, Debbie, that any woman within the Odinism thing got wind that they were going to sacrifice two girls. And if they were mothers and had children themselves, don't you think they would have said, whoa, 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 what are you talking about? Doing a human sacrifice and leaving the bodies there and then pointing the direction directly at us. Are these people that stupid? If you belong to the Odins, you better quit because you're going to jail somewhere down the road. If they're doing this and pointing the finger directly, here we are. It was us. Dang it, they caught us. Are you kidding me? No, we're dealing with some idiot or some idiots. I'm going to have to lock down again. I didn't want to have to use my authority. What page say? A hugger, a cactus today, regret it. He hugged a cactus today, regret it. Yeah, it's kind of shocking. What do I believe? Who knows? They've created such a zoo. Such a madness. It's become a movie production, TV show. And here's the thing, most of you people were led on wild goose chases. And still to this day, I think we're all being led on just some kind of a madness trail, of a mass hypnosis, possibly. I don't know. I think they hit me with a new weapon today. I think I get too close. When I get too close to something, the government usually sends me a signal, some kind of radiation beam from space or some kind of new device. You're getting too close. All right, I think I'm back up a little bit. I think I'll back up a little bit. I don't know what it was that hit to this place today. Some kind of a radio frequency or something, possibly. Dang, phone ringed, and the weather. I had the weather radio on because it came on for testing. That was playing as the phone rang. The phone rang, and the weather radio was ringing itself. And I don't have it's a landline, regular phone. I busted it open. It's some kind of little device or something. Who knows what it is? These people are nuts. I wouldn't doubt it if they knock on my door and inject me with something again. I end up waking up somewhere else and everything. You're in Canada, I am. Yeah, we we're going to stick with what we know is fact. They're all suspects. Keegan Kline played a part in this demise. He might not have done the murders, and I imagine that's why he did give people up. That's why they dropped a lot of charges from him. They did pick him up supposedly 12 days after the murders and polygraphed him and was released. Then he was picked up again, and his all his devices and everything. He did boot Scoop Boogie out of town. He took off to Vegas. He, I'm shocked because people don't see nobody connected the dots. Here you got a guy sitting around 7 years. He's done the murders. They're saying this guy's done the murders. They got the weapon. They got, you know, did the brain give the order that the girl's got to go, and he split. Right? Some say Klein was wrapped up into things, kiddie stuff, porn, drugs. Right? They're trying to say music and everything just because he was seen on stage with a band. My God, he must be the dope dealer for that. Maybe Keegan Kline was the brain. Possibly him and his dad. And they both scoop boogied out of town. Possibly. Right? Gave the order they had to go. Whatever, maybe. Or this guy was just a sicko. And he's a serial killer. And probably has traveled from state or other states. And I would be looking at, if it is Richard Allen, I think we'll be looking in Idaho and other places that Richard Allen lived in, Evansdale. Right? It's possible it was a pedo ring, and they were grooming these girls. And we might find some missing girls from other cases that were either declared dead because they were never found, or they were put and groomed and used in this game that these dudes were talking about, Chadwell and all the rest of these guys. Even Greeno said he was initiated into a gang or something. But can you believe what he says? Can you believe what he says? I don't know. I'm dealing with a joker. This is a guy that knew about the crime. Right? Possibly. We could be dealing with a joker, just like the movie. He hired people to do a job, or he knew about it. He knew it was going to go down. And what did he do? He recorded people that were there. Then what did he do? Ratted on them. He knew about it. He played a part. I'm not saying Anthony Greeno. I'm saying the Joker, the killer, the one who walked away unscathed, but was there, knew about it, but then turned around and set other people up. And if these people had the phone, and if they did have capabilities and knew what they were doing, they could have put that video on there, downloaded it, whatever. They could have took the video, took it off of there, edited it, put it back on. We don't know. He could have found the phone before Bridge Guy before the killer got there. He could have found the phone on the girls and was videotaping Bridge Guy. Right? Bridge Guy might not even known he was being recorded. He was being set up. It's very possible. Does that seem plausible to anybody? Am I crazy for thinking this way and trying to keep an open mind? Until the judge slams the gavel and the police Carter comes on there and says, this case is completely closed. Nobody else is part of this. This guy did it on his own. Right? We keep coming up with scenarios, or is it possible? This and that. And we're right on the same roller coaster ride as the rest of these people. I don't know. It's pretty iffy to me. A lot of people ask, do you think he could have done that? I don't think he could have done it right away. Took them out right away and then had to carry the bodies all the way. No, no. I mean, he could if he was on something. Meth, uh, maybe pharmacy pills, whatever. But he had enough time. He had 3 or 4 hours. So could he have gotten them down there by himself? Yes. But it would have took time. And here's the thing, there was people there. There was still people on that trail. They would have heard something. Especially a girl screaming for her life. I feel so bad for the family and them 2 little girls. And, we got these people out there trying to conjure up the girls' spirits. Why would you even want to do that? It's probably horrifying. Right? Them 2 little girls probably went through. That was probably. I don't even want to imagine. It makes me furious to think what them 2 little girls must have been thinking. We don't know if this guy. What if he walked up and said, this is just a speculation. What if he walked up and said, hey, are you the 2 that are waiting for the Anthony Shots model guy? The girls, oh, yeah, we are. Oh, well, I'm here to pick you up and we're going to take you to go meet him or whatever. And they could have taken him somewhere. The girls might have thought they were going to see Anthony Shots. But it didn't turn out that way. That's possible. Does that seem plausible to you folks? If I'm doing more damage to this case, then let me know. No, that's not plausible. There's no way they could have. Is it possible he had that police hat on that he's had in other photos? And the girl thought maybe Anthony Shots is a supermodel. He's got a police officer coming to get us and take it. Is that possible? Maybe. If he knew the girls were going to be there. If Richard knew the girls were going to be there. And the only way he knew the girls were going to be there is if either he was communicating with them or someone else was communicating with them. And Richard knew the girls was going to be there, or this guy, whoever the bridge guy is. Is that plausible to you? Very, very possible. I would think. I'm seeing a bunch of photos that these people are saying original photos. They're not. We are finding out now that a lot of these photos were actually from other YouTube channels that they doctored and superimposed and edited onto the bridge. And the girl, Abby, the one that's on the bridge, fake photo. It's been photo op. So all along, people were saying it looked photo op, and I was like, it does look like it. And now we find out tonight that our superhero said that he did put the I can't believe he admitted tonight that he did take bridge guy and do something with it and put it on the bridge, photo opt it or whatever. I don't know. He had his guy walk down the bridge. Are we seeing his guy? Right? That he admitted tonight that he had walking down the bridge. And he put that out, and everyone, and he's like, this is the real footage. So everybody's looking and going, this ain't adding up with the sketches, and this ain't adding up with the eyewitnesses are saying, right? I don't know. I'm laughing. It just, and that would make sense. That's why when you look at the photo, you're seeing the sheriff, the bald sheriff with a hat on or a hood. That would explain why some of the photos look like Ron Logan, right? That would explain why it looked like Chadwell. That would explain why it looked like Brian. It looked like all these dudes. It's like somebody took that still photo of a moving video and just overlaid people's faces and then said, this is Bridge Guy. Oh, so it was 5 or 6 guys, you mean? Now you're trying to give us a code, right? Code Jack? Cato? Get my face recognition working. Yeah, it's just madness. Madness. No, don't worry about us. Us little dogs will handle this. Right? I've already went ahead and placed everybody under arrest. Right? All channels. You're all under house arrest. I'm sorry. I read everybody their rights the other day. Pentagon, everybody calling me. They're using new equipment on me. And we got to control his brain. Hit him with X32. Someone get a hold of Elon. We're not buying all these stories. Kid, both of them, dang kids. They're always getting themselves into trouble. And Greeno, and then it was his crew, and then now we're dealing with the act of deduction or the art of deduction or whatever it is. Oh, Frank Sinatra Jr. I'm sorry, the kid's a pretty boy. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to say? The women love him, right? That kid can tell you anything, and these women will go crazy. I'm like, nah, how does this dude know that? Right? How does this guy know that? He says his friend. I talked to my friend. And he's got the inside scoop on who it. Well, that's funny because how do you know this stuff with his gaze? Well, being good looking, right? He opens the doors for him, I guess. I don't know. These kids today, young kids. Well, I mean, they're not kids. They're in their 30s or whatever. I mean, they're still kids. I don't know. It's just unbelievable. I can't believe we've been watching these YouTube creators for many, many years. I've been watching Delphi for 6 years now. When it just started, and the sketches, they were like, oh, well, they released some sketches right away. No, they didn't. Them sketches were not released until years or a year into the case. They didn't even release the video right away. It was a while before the police released the video into the case. So yeah, a lot of people chose subs, views, and fame. I don't know. What are we dealing with here on the YouTube? I don't know. Could this have been somebody to play games with the government or the police department out there? Maybe. Was it a revenge kill because somebody ratted on a drug dealer or whatever? Right? Possibly. We don't know. I mean, we all have these questions, and people get pretty pissed off at me. We have to ask ourselves, were the girls SA'd? No. Was one of them pregnant? Because these guys, you guys remember when SH showed up onto the case, he was screaming that one of the girls was pregnant. And they did disgusting things to the girls with stick all over. That was years ago. That was years ago. At least 2 years ago, if not 3 or whatever. How are they saying this is all new? This is all new stuff. I've been watching these creators. I'm like, this stuff has been out for years. These guys got caught. They were talking so much crap. The police department even came out and said the only people that would have known that crime scene of anything that involved it was the killer or killers and the police and the search team that found them. Even the police said that. How did these guys know way before it? Well, somebody probably leaked. Search team. For all we know, there was people out there that night that found them, took photos, did all kinds of stuff, and thought they were going to be the next big thing. We have no idea. And it's a shame because these people can't keep an open mind on it. But all right, it's late. It's 1:30 in the morning. I'm going to bed, or at least relax and finishing my tea. I want to thank all you people for stopping in, keeping an open mind on a murder case. Anything is possible on a murder case. Kidnapping, anything. God rest them 2 little girls and the other women and kids that were found down south there, deceased. My condolences to their families, but this has gone far enough, right? As the Lord would say, I'm not the Lord, but I know somewhere in that Bible the Lord said enough is enough, or at least ain't it in a scripture or a prayer, enough is enough. I'm not the Lord. I'm not the devil either. But I would agree with the Lord if he said enough's enough with this Delphi madness and case or whatever. I would agree, Lord. Enough is enough. Man, we were so close to getting this thing into court. Now, of course, I'm not saying anything I'm saying here is for a fact because I don't have any of the evidence. None of the leaked stuff, none of the transcripts, none of the phone data, none of the DNA evidence, no crime scene photos. So I can't tell you what exactly happened. But we know this. Some of these YouTubers did know what happened. And they profited off of the 2 girls. There's rumors going around that some of these guys make collections for the girls. and never gave the family all the money and pocketed most of it and just gave a small amount to the girls. I don't know if that's true, but would I be shocked if we find out that's true? No, I wouldn't be shocked. The root to all evil is money. Maybe that ain't even true. I don't know. I know this. Enough is enough. We will be doing a video here shortly of what would be Richard Allen's motive. What was his psycho health before the murders? Was he on any antidepressants or schizophrenic medication? Could he have done this without being on meth? Yes. I've seen a lot of people that turn very strong and they have psychological problems. So it's possible he wasn't on meth, although his eyes look larger than dimes when they pick him up. I don't know. His mugshot. But it's probably a psychosis too. The brain will, if you got a problem with your brain, your eyeballs will dilate like that too also. Chemical imbalance. Very possible. And, you know, with the time, they were dropped off there at what, 1:30, 2 o'clock? Somewhere around there, 1 o'clock, 1:30. They were supposed to be picked up at 3:30 or 4. A span of what, 2-3 hours? To do this, one guy, would that be enough time? Yes. Yes, it would. Actually, I think it probably only took him an hour. Not even. Right? To do what he wanted to do. Well, we don't know. He might have done something sick and made him sit there and do sick stuff. We don't know that one of the girls was naked or whatever. We don't know. But within the span that people started showing up looking for the girls, he had enough time to do what he wanted, even stage it. I think all this we should have found out in court. You know what? I love my country. I really do. And I like this state. It's a beautiful state. There's some very great people in Indiana, in Michigan, surrounding states. Very good people. But there is bad people here too. And these cults and these gangs and all this stuff, the church cults and all this, they're real, folks. You folks, you want to say it's conspiracy. These things are real, folks. There's been plenty of cases that show that this does happen in America. So anything is possible. But I think the police are onto the right thing. It was probably a group of these idiots, sex stuff, kitty stuff, a bunch of them. Maybe. Right. I don't know. We'll see in court. And that's how we should have found out. And we were close. We were close. We were close because we would have at least seen, even if it wasn't Richard Allen, and they get him on something else, right? Of being there. Might not have been, might have been like Keegan Kline. He knew where the girls were that day. He talked to them, but he didn't do the murders. Might have set it up, but didn't do it actually. Maybe possible. I don't know. No, it's one crazy case. It could have been that one dude that had nothing to do with any of this. Didn't know any of these people. They picked up that one guy down there, St. Louis. I seen that video. Yeah, that dude, that kid, did look like the sketch. He did have the brownish, reddish wavy hair that we seen in the sketch. I do believe we have him apprehended in St. Louis or something like that already. But yeah, someone said we think that guy looks like one of the sketches in the Delphi case. And I checked it out. Yeah, it did look like him. And he had a record of being a nut job. I'll tell you the truth, without having all the evidence, all the crime scene stuff, all the DNA, all these dudes' phone records, all their computer devices and everything, we don't know. Bridge guy does look like Richard Allen in poses or strides, the way he walks, his hands in his pocket. Shoulders, pretty similar. But he don't have the weight, the thick chest that we're seeing in Bridge guy, right? From afar, does it look like Richard Allen? No. Looks like somebody else. I don't know. You YouTubers out there keep working this case. I'm going to bed. I want to thank everyone for stopping in. Mr. Trump, thanks a lot for stopping in. Paige Turner, one of the big trolls of the century. Debbie Fox. The Bridge Burner, which he had some good points. And a lot of people got good theories. And I'm the type of person where anything is possible. Satan will do anything to cover up his tracks. That's the way I look at it. He don't want us to see the evil that he's done. Right? He'll lie, cheat, deceive, and send us down stupid roads. I don't know. God bless you all. Have a great night. Be safe. Thank everybody for stopping in. We'll continue the Delphi case. Another video. Make sure you check out my playlist. I have YouTube crime channel or a YouTube crime channel. And also Delphi. It's like all labeled into this one. Crime cases on YouTube is one of my playlists. Or not playlist, or whatever that thing is. And then look for delphi ones. Gabby Petito, uh, Kylie Rodney. I did a couple on Little Michael Vaughn. Did some on Summer Wells. So check out my playlist or whatever they call it. Have a good night, folks.